2, 1.
Here we go!
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of
Hello.
Welcome back to another SIP Warrior podcast with Quadzilla Karina.
And Viking Josh.
Today we have Jared with Everything But the Gym
That's right.
Fitness.
Welcome.
Thanks for
Welcome
having
aboard.
me.
Welcome aboard, and veteran, right? Ex-military.
Right, Air Force.
We appreciate
Thank
your
you
service
for
to this
your
country.
service.
You're welcome.
So today we just kind of want to touch base on general fitness and different opinions, different views,
Approaches.
and different approaches from different people. And as we said in many podcasts, that we don't believe that one size fits all when it comes to fitness. I mean, most trainers, especially when it starts out, or coaches or whatever, especially before they get wet behind the ears, they believe that there's only one way. Whatever they read in the book, you have to go that way. You have to follow that line, or you'll never reach it. Have you ran across people like that already?
Absolutely.
Have you talked to many trainers like that already?
Yes.
Wait, hold on. I'm stuck between the wet behind the ears.
Yeah.
I had never heard that before. I'm still trying to get over that one right now.
Experience.
That's interesting. I had never heard that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm with you, Josh.
Yeah. So a lot of people think that there's one size fits all when it comes to fitness. Even when we first started out, we had some mentors back in the day. One in particular, it was strictly follow this line, don't veer off of it anyway, which way you go. It was great in the beginning, but then as we kind of did more research and actually practiced more things, and we started developing a different skill set, we went from that line to a 90, and we just veered completely off of it and just kind of opened our minds and broadened horizons on every which way that we could possibly go, right and wrong, just to test the waters. And a lot of people are like, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. Well, hey, let me learn. I'm not here to pass judgment. I'm not here to get judged either. I mean, you do your thing, we'll do ours, but we want to make sure we're doing our way the right way. And with that, one of the things that people frown upon is your specific go-to training styles. And for us, it's very unorthodox because everybody's different. Not everybody likes to squat. Not everybody likes to bench press. Not everybody likes to work out at a gym. So what are the things that you see most common that you run across with clients, Jared?
In terms of what they need or what they're trying to do?
So whenever people come to you and they want to get into the fitness field, or and they want to get into shape or get into better shape,
Okay.
or help their health. For us, one of the biggest things we'll see is when people come to us is, carbs is a no-no, and you have to run 50 miles a day, and you can't lift heavy because you'll get bulky, especially women.
Right. No, those are very common. I see that a lot too. Women that think they can't lift weights because they'll just turn into a man.
Right. Overnight.
And, right. Yeah, it's just going to wake up and be huge. I wish it was that easy.
Right.
Or they have to run to lose weight. Or, yeah, carbs are bad. All the things you hit, I've seen that. And I think those are probably the most common. So, yeah, what I think about trying to help people with that, the kind of topic that I had in my head today was trying to share the idea of being a generalist, general fitness, and not being dogmatic, which is something you kind of hinted towards too. There's a lot of people that are coaches that are putting out information, and it can be good, but they're putting it out through the lens of this is the only way to do it.
Yep.
And that makes people pay attention. So it's good marketing, really. I mean, the people
Right.
that have the strongest opinions usually get a lot of attention, and people start to follow you.
Yep.
But it also kind of makes people confused because there's a lot of experts, and they can all be right, but when you're trying to say this is the only way, and this other guy's saying that, and he has a valid approach too, people are like, well, who do I listen to? And then people start running in circles chasing the newest, latest and greatest
Right.
fitness program or fitness craze, and then they're like, oh, what do I do? And then eventually they probably just give up because they're just frustrated and they don't see any progress, and they're not doing what they really enjoy doing because they're just chasing whatever the expert is telling them.
Yep. Karina deals a lot with, especially Hispanic women, and I would have to say one of the biggest, most common, and one of the things that just turns my stomach upside down is the way they're told that they have to do meal replacement shakes.
Oh, right.
You know,
Oh,
it's like this
yes.
whole, hey, let's gravitate towards this because they're telling me that I need to do this to lose weight. So now they're not eating, they're just drinking their nutrition. And for us, it's like,
Right.
God, it's like, man, you need to unlearn that very quickly, especially if you want to lose weight. For us, that has got to be one of the biggest gimmicks to ever hit the market. You know, drink your food. I mean, it's
Right.
granted, we all drink protein shakes, at least we do, from time to time.
Yeah.
And we'll throw in there as a snack once a day, but that's not our main source of nutrition. That is a snack, if anything. You know, if we're running behind on time, or I'm waking up early, go to the gym, I'm gonna drink a protein shake before I go because I don't have time to let my food digest before I get to the gym.
Right.
But the meal replacement thing has got to be one of the worst assumptions, fads that you can possibly imagine.
Yeah.
Right.
And the other one is obviously the cardio. You know,
I have to share something. So when I met him, I was a cardio bunny.
all she did was run. We met on a piece of cardio equipment, actually.
Really?
Yes.
Is that story about to come out? Oh, so before I met him, I was at the heaviest that I had been. So exactly what you're talking about. You should do this. Do a lot of cardio. So that was one of the things that I started doing was just running. And it actually started off at the gym. I was just doing a lot of cardio, which eventually it did help, you know. Cardio will help
Sure.
you lose weight, but that's not the physique I was looking for. So you've got to really think about as you start progressing in your journey, one of the things that you really need to think about is what is the physique that you're looking for? Because there's a runner's body, there's a bodybuilder's body, there's a CrossFit body, there's a swimmer's body. You got to really think about what it is, the approach, and what it is, the look that you're looking for. You know, and for me, when I started running, I lost 10 pounds the first month, but that's not really the look I was going for.
Sure.
You know, and that's when I met him on a row machine. You want to tell that story real quick?
She beat me. That's how we met.
That's
Because the
awesome.
machine didn't work, she hit me.
Oh,
That's a true story.
that's great.
She's like, machine work? I'm like, no.
So this was early in the morning. I'm running late. You know, the row machine, you got to strap your shoes in, blah, blah, blah. And I'm putting on my headphones and he's just going to town on the other machine. And, you know, at that point, I'm tunnel vision. Like, I have no time to talk to anybody. I'm here for my cardio. And, you know, I see him just going to town on that machine. And I was like, what's wrong with my machine? You know, and it didn't work. And I had a towel that I always put there for my sweat. And I was like, excuse me, does this machine not work? And he turns on and he looks at me, he goes, no, I just tried it. It doesn't work. And I'm like, and you couldn't tell me? Stop. That's how we met.
That's a great story.
And then I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And he busted out laughing. But see, he fell in love.
Yep. Came in with that heavy hand.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Knock some brain cells loose.
That's how we met. Anyways, but yes, to what you were talking about, that was one of the biggest things for me is I really thought that I needed to run, but once I got there, that's not really the look I was going for. So what do you specialize in? Tell us a little bit about you.
So my training style, I try to adapt to the person, and if I do have a style, it's, I'd say, focused on strength training.
Okay.
Because I feel like that is just the foundation that everyone should have. And then on top of that, you can put other stuff. You can do different types of cardio that suit your physique goals or your activities that would, help you build the fuel tank for that sport or hobby. You can add your skill training and all these other activities that are just for fun. But if you're not strong, then all of that stuff is just harder. It might be out of reach because you don't have the capacity to do it. If you're stronger, you just have more options.
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
You know, something that came to mind when you're talking about that right now. Have y'all ever seen how they make fun of bodybuilders when they put something on their backs?
And
Oh,
then
yeah.
reach it.
Yeah. I've seen that.
That's not what we do. Just so you know that we're very flexible.
That's
So right now, as you were talking about that, that's the first thing that came to mind. You know, for us and for our clients, is we want them to be well-rounded athletes at the end of the day.
Yes,
You know?
absolutely.
I think that's one of the biggest things. Is like, what's the point of being strong if you can't run for your life?
Right.
You know,
Right.
you got to think about it as, you know, realistic expectations for somebody in a life or death
Yeah,
situation.
like an emergency situation.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, one of the biggest things that a lot of people don't understand is that even through your nutrition, even through your discipline of working out, taking care of yourself, you know, at the end of the day, what you're doing is you're really preparing for that emergency call. You know,
Right.
how will you react? I mean, how is your body going to react? Are you going to be able to take that, or are you just going to freak out and not know what to do and just, you know, go sit in the corner and cry?
Right.
You know, and at least that is kind of our approach. It's like right now, as you're preparing and you're training and you're eating, it's you're preparing yourself for, God forbid, the unforbidden. You know.
Yeah.
A friend of mine had a very good analogy. He says, what if you were caught in a burning building, you had to save somebody's life, would you be able to get them out? It's like, you know, that's real life situation. It happens every day, right?
It
I mean,
does.
would you be able to, or are you going to fall and collapse, or are you going to pull
Just
a hip
save
out
yourself.
of socket because you can't
Yeah.
pull your friend or your family out of the fire? I mean, it's, you know, it's one of those situations you hope to God you're never in, but if you are in, be prepared. You
Yeah.
know, it's like, you know,
Right.
we live in Texas, right? 90% of the population carries a gun. You'd rather have it and never need it than need it and never have it.
I agree.
Very true. Yeah, to your point about carrying somebody out of a building, that's why I'm a big fan of loaded carries. You know, carrying
Yep.
weights. That's a kind of a staple in how I write programs.
Yep.
You know, all different things. Carrying dumbbells, farmer handles if you want, sandbags, whatever. Just carrying weight, really good. You know, functional strength.
Right.
Oh
Yep.
my
Hey, no,
God.
Builder, and I do air quotes because that's
Yeah,
that term's
no.
become
Yeah,
you
it's,
know,
it's very loosely thrown
It's-
around now.
it's-
Yeah.
Adapt it to the
overused, but-
trainers.
but it's, you know, to me that's what functional strength is. It's
Yeah.
being able to do real stuff.
Exactly.
It's
yeah.
not just
Yep.
how good you look. I mean, that's fine. Bodybuilding's cool, but if you can't move and do stuff
Yep.
outside of the gym,
Yes.
I mean, you're not that functional, in my opinion.
Right.
No,
And-
we
and-
completely agree.
Yeah,
I
completely
100%.
agree. Even now, you know, we've changed our whole lifestyle, and now we started doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which you do
Yes,
as well,
I
which
do.
is awesome.
Right. Just did some
I
this
love
morning.
it. Yep. And shout out to 85, Bo and Professor Jose Yanes and Lee.
Yes.
You guys are awesome. The Academy is awesome. 85 BJJ, check it out. But so we've adapted our lifestyle more to doing this also, just for the simple fact is you know, you see a lot of people that are in bodybuilding or coaches or strength trainer, what, oh no, I don't do that because I had a guy tell me the other day, oh no, it's too hard on your joints. And I'm like, what are you talking about, man? You know, like, granted, everything you do in life's hard on your joints. Walking in the store, you're walking on concrete, right? I mean, it's hard on your joints. But you're telling me that BJJ is rough on your joints, so you shouldn't do it because you're a trainer. And he told me, yeah, that's exactly right. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of a weird thing to say, you know, but, you know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, whatever. So he tried to give me the scientific facts behind it. And I'm like, you can keep that to yourself. You know, no offense. You can keep that to yourself. I'm going to continue to do my jiu-jitsu. You know, it's something
Right.
that I have a passion for now that I really enjoy. And it's changed our mindset. You know, it gives you a different set of, I'm sure you can relate, dedication, right? I mean, you got to be dedicated, more aware of your situation, especially when you're sparring with people. You know, you got to be more
Right.
aware of everything going on around you. And for us, we can translate that not only from our training to jiu-jitsu, to our nutrition, to life, to business, to entrepreneurship. We translate that to everything. To, okay, we need to be more aware of what's around us and how to escape the bad areas, the bad moves, right? How to counter, how to get out, how to get on top, and, you know, choke the life out of life. You know, that's kind
Right.
of what we want to do. You know, get what we can out of life while we're here. You know, we got to be prepared. But with that, some of the things that that you would like to tell people out there that are, we like to get everybody's opinion when it comes to starting. So for us, it's always like, you know, the greatest thing you can do is start. You know, do it. Stop putting it off and just start.
For
So
sure.
What are some of your thoughts on people starting? You know, because there's always excuses. There's going to be excuses to the day we die.
Right. Yeah. Not enough time. So let's start with that. There's a concept of small workouts or micro workouts, some guys call them. And I think that's a very useful strategy for somebody, which I think the number one excuse or reason people come up with to not work out is time, lack of time. And I get that. Like, everybody's busy, we got a lot going on, and you feel like you have to work out for an hour or 90 minutes, and you got to drive to the gym and drive back, and you got to shower. So all of that, then it's like a 2-hour block of time, and that's a lot. But if you say, well, I can't do that, then you just don't do anything. So it's an all or nothing mentality,
Right.
that I think really prevents a lot of people from starting, because they see it as this massive first step that they can't take, and I think that's one of the biggest barriers. So the concept of micro workouts, or just doing these little things like 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes. Max Shank has this concept called the 5-minute flow, which I think is brilliant, and that's just doing 5 minutes of movement, and you don't even have to do anything specific. It can just be like joint circles. It can be an actual flow, and he has some good demos for that. But it's nothing that's too structured. It's just move, and what it does is get you out of your box. You're just stuck. You have this inertia to movement, and not just physically but mentally. And once you start, you usually like, oh, I want to keep going after that.
Right.
But if you can just commit to this small little movement workout, then it gets you going, and then you can do that today, and then maybe tomorrow you do a little bit more, and the day after that, and it just gets you going. And then you can make progress that way.
Yeah.
Even if people think like, well, if I just did 5 minutes of push-ups, that's like nothing.
Right.
But what are you doing right now? If you're doing nothing, then that's a lot more work.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So you're going to make progress.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one of the biggest tips I think I can give to somebody that's not starting right now, is just to start really small and build momentum.
Yes. That's a great piece of advice. I
It
love
is.
it.
It is. We've had several people that want to come in and jump in head first and, squat 300 pounds their second week. And it's like, hey, you have to build up to there. We've had and still have some of the older people. Well, I used to do this in college. Well, listen, that's 40 years ago. That's a long time ago. Your body's had a lot of rest since then. So you need to kind of walk it back into that. It's like,
Right.
No. We've had some people that were like, hey, I used to bench press 350 back in college, or squat 475. I'm gonna start warming up with 225. No, not here, no,
don't do
absolutely
that.
not.
Yeah.
Last time you bench press was back in 1987. That ain't gonna work anymore. It's like, listen, you got to start small, and just like you said, you have to start with the micro workouts. It's the same thing that we teach. It's pretty much a linear progression on all of our routines, no matter what level you're at. You got to start somewhere.
Yep.
Even if you've already started, okay, you're still going to be on a linear progression, but on your own scale, not on their scale, not on my scale, not on your scale, right? I mean, it goes hand in hand with your goals and what you have planned. And that's what we tell people. Stop setting these big goals like you want to lose 100 pounds. Yes, you can get there. Yes, you will get there if you stay consistent, but you have to set the first small goal. Lose that first 5 pounds, 10 pounds. Give yourself a realistic time frame, a realistic goal for that time frame, and shoot for that. Stop waiting for that 100 pounds. I only lost 70 pounds. I can't believe I didn't lose 100. Oh my God, you lost 70 pounds. And we've ran across so many
That's
people
still
like
great.
that. Exactly. People take for granted the things that they didn't accomplish when they stopped seeing the things that they did accomplish. Like that, for instance, you want to lose 100 pounds, you've only lost 50. No, you've not only lost 50, you've lost 50 pounds. That's half of that. That's a lot of weight. That's a small kid you just lost, It's
Right.
like people need to stop taking that for granted. It's a buzzkill. It's a motivational kill.
Actually, I think one of the things that we actually do for our clients and our SIP warriors is, it's a great beginning. Just what you talked about is, a lot of people expect that when they start a journey that they're supposed to be doing 6 days of training, 7 days of training. It's like, no. Sadly to say, in the industry, we've got trainers who feel that if you're not dying your first training, you didn't work out hard enough. And
Oh yeah.
right.
Good
And
point.
and it's not necessary, especially for somebody who hasn't worked out in years or hasn't done any physical activity or any type of activity per se. You want to start out easy. So for those watching and listening, it's not needed. You know, you could start off with, you know, like you said, 5 minutes. For our clients, you know, we start off with 15 minutes, you know, and that's like literally your routine. And it's progression, and it's small additions to what you're doing. And we build up for that so that eventually, before you know it, you want to work out. You know, it's not something that you're
Yeah.
needing to do. It's a crave. Your body craves it. It's like an adrenaline rush that you feel so amazing after you're done training. So one of the things is I've never heard anybody regret working out. Right?
That's right.
Right. Unless they did something stupid and they got hurt because they weren't training right.
Right.
They
True.
might regret that.
True, but
Generally,
you know,
yes.
yeah, it's like nobody regrets, you know,
A good
actually
workout, yeah.
putting in some work. It's usually the
Yeah.
other way around. You regret the workout you didn't do.
Right.
So,
Yep.
but yeah,
I agree on that 100%. With that, it's like, man, stop with the comparison.
oh
right?
my goodness, yeah.
It's like this book I'm reading. I just started reading called Four Agreements.
Such a great book.
It is a great book, and I've only just begun it. But it talks about that the rights and wrongs we know is because that's how we were taught, right? So all the rights and wrongs we know we were taught, so that's why we believe them. But how do you know you're right just because you were taught you were right? How do you know they didn't teach you wrong? You know, it really makes you think about
Yeah.
not just fitness, but and life in general and nutrition. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like the people that, you know, to this day, you know, carbs are bad, like we talked about earlier. You were told carbs were bad, that's why you believe that, but you're wrong. You know, it's like, listen, we can prove you're wrong, and not to say that we know we're right, but the proof is in the pudding. You know, we live this because I was once there. No, carbs are bad. I know carbs are bad. Carbs make you fat, and now we know you're just overeating. McDonald's makes you fat.
Right.
Prove that one wrong.
Right.
Right.
Sorry, I could.
We-
I tried
we-
to throw that one in.
No, it's. I mean, bad food will not do good things for you. It's
Oh,
true.
I know.
Yep. And the other thing is that, especially beginning out, everybody thinks that you have to have this elite gym membership and workout and the most prestigious club and have
Yeah.
the most
Clothes, the shoes.
Yeah, the clothes, the shoes. You got to have all the most expensive equipment set up in your garage,
Yep.
and you got to have weight belts and this and that and this and that. And the other thing is supplementation, right?
Oh, boy.
I mean, that would be the second
Yep.
biggest thing we hear about is supplementation.
That's true.
When in reality, when you first get started, is you don't need all the equipment. You don't need all the stuff. You need the bare minimum to get
The
started.
desire to start.
Is all
That's
you
it.
need.
Yep.
Body weight workouts
That's
is a great
right.
way to start.
Yes.
Then you can progress from there. And with that being said, if you need fitness equipment, go to Fitness Depot. FDHTX. Go see Lee and
Yep.
me. Awesome stuff at great prices. But seriously though, you need the bare minimum to start, and then you progress from there and you just piece it together. You know, it's like everything in life. You got to slowly get there. Build up, work hard for it, and you will get there.
Yep.
So, nutritional wise, and this is not something we scripted. What's your best advice on nutrition when it comes to nutrition? You know, what's the one piece of advice you give to every single client that comes through?
Focus on whole foods, drink more water, and avoid processed stuff for the most part. That's kind of the best general advice I could give without knowing the person and what are you eating right now, how heavy are you, which direction you go. You're trying to gain weight, lose weight. Do you have food sensitivities? Do you have restrictions on your diet, like you're a vegetarian or you're vegan or something like that? So all of that stuff really matters. Nutrition, I think, is highly individual, and there's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Right.
So when you give good general advice, it needs to be very general. And
Right.
I think that that's probably the best thing we can do is focus on eating more real food and less stuff that's processed. And I don't think we generally drink enough water. I think we're
Right.
drinking too much soda and things like that,
Yep.
and not enough water. So, but I mean that'll take you a long way. I think if people ate
Yep.
more vegetables, drank more
Absolutely.
water, they would feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We have a lot of friends and even family members. It's like you can't imagine just by simply stop or slow down with the sodas and sweet teas and all that, and just consume water for the next 30 days instead of not changing your eating habits, but just get on water.
Yes.
Just drink water. If you're still going out to eat, drink water instead of 18 root beers. People don't understand the
Yeah.
caloric intake that they're intaking just from sugary drinks. It's like most people consume in one day the amount of sugar and calories that we would consume in a year's worth of soft
Yeah.
drinks or teas or whatever. It's
Right.
like, man, that's
On
empty,
that
empty
note,
calories.
real quick, do you remember that TV show that we saw that talked about the sugar in cereals now? Do you remember?
Vaguely.
Oh, goodness. It's on Netflix.
Documentary? Or?
Yes, it's a
Yeah.
documentary. Have you seen it?
About cereal specifically?
Yes,
No, I
where
haven't seen
they
this.
literally wheeled out a wheelbarrow in comparison to the sugar intake that they're putting into the cereal for kids nowadays
yeah.
compared to what it used to be.
I believe it.
Oh my
I haven't seen
goodness.
this, but I can imagine.
And it's so sad because I'm sorry, I just kind of went a little bit there, but you were talking about the root beers and the sugar consumption, and that's the first visual that came to mind is as parents and as adults, you really need to be very, very conscious of how much sugar you're intaking. I know that's not something we really think about when we're eating cereal, but please be aware, be more cautious of the nutrition labels because, even when it says sugar-free, boy, they are lying. Really, really be more cautious because just in case you didn't know that sugar is more addicting than cocaine. So just throwing that out there,
Yeah, they did a study on that. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. And nowadays, I may have my numbers off just a hair, but they were saying that the average teenager now consumes the same amount of sugar in one day as they did back in the 60s and 70s in 1 month.
Wow. That's sad.
I would believe that.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's absolutely insane. And I mean, you could just see America's growing. I mean, you see the
Literally.
people, I mean,
Sorry,
honestly,
that wasn't
it's
funny.
it's sad to see.
Yeah.
And even when we go clothes shopping now, she actually pointed out one time she went for a pair of shorts that were very old. She went to go get the same size, and they were twice as big.
Huh.
Yeah.
The same exact manufacturer, same exact pair of shorts. She had to go to the kids section to get the same shorts, and it was like a extra small.
Right.
And what she had was, I think, like a medium from years ago. And it's like, wow. So we started noticing in all the clothes how everything's starting to grow bigger but stay the same size.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
Very
just,
interesting.
if you haven't noticed that, please pay attention. I think it's sad because society is adapting to the growing face of Americans.
Yep.
So just in case if you haven't paid attention to that, it's something to really consider. If you thought you were small and you go to the store, think of an old pair of jeans that you may have, and then go back and you may find it that you're actually fitting it. I highly encourage you to grab both of them and compare them. You'll be surprised.
Absolutely.
It's sad, but it's true. It's
Yep.
true. So, yeah.
It's something to think about. Yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't even really think about it until that day we were there. Like, wow, that's insane. And we were somewhere not too long ago, and I had a shirt, and I wanted to get the same one again. And we put them up next to each other, and I'm like, holy cow. That they were both, I believe, medium, and the new one was so much bigger, wider, and longer than the one I had. Like,
Yeah.
man, I get it's going to shrink in the washing machine and all this, but you're
Right.
talking about several inches. I mean, it looked like I stitched on the new one half of it, another one.
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy. And this is little things that we just catch by accident. And we're like, wow, they're really, stretching out America here.
Right.
And it's all to adapt for fast food and as sad as it is, medications. That's one thing we really don't believe in is taking medications for everything in your life. We believe that,
Right. I'm
that
with you on that.
fitness and food, nutrition, goes a lot longer, a lot further than what doctors, as sad as it is, will tell you. I'm not knocking on doctors and their profession by any means, but when it comes down to it, are you really helping somebody, or are you really trying to sell somebody a cover-up? That's what it comes down to. Because if you take blood pressure medication, it's going to give you a faster heart rate or possible diabetes and mess up your liver. So now to cover up one thing, you maybe develop 3 or 4 other things, and it's
Right.
sad to see that people, well, no, this guy went to school for 10 years, he knows what he's doing, but people are lying to him to lie to you. It's like it trickles on because they're selling you a product.
Here's a great way to think about that. The commercials of medication, okay?
Yeah.
This is going to help you with this, but caution, it's going to do this and this
Yeah,
and this and
side
this and
effects
this.
may include.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I need you to start paying attention. So slow it down.
Right.
Really pay attention to what one thing is going to supposedly help you with, but is going to cost you everything else.
Right.
So a lot of people don't pay attention to
No,
that.
because they've got the nice images of the couple.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
You know,
holding
slow motion
hands
walking down
by the beach.
You know, with the sunset, and they're smiling.
It's funny because the other day there was actually a commercial for a
Yep.
sleep aid, right? Oh, if you're having a hard time falling asleep.
Oh yeah, a lot of those.
And-
Oh,
now.
my
and I
God, I
told
remember
her
that one,
and I was like,
yes.
listen at this. I had to rewind. I'm like, listen at this. And one of the side effects was suicidal
Yes.
actions.
Yes.
That's suicide.
Several of them have that as a side effect.
I'm like-
suicidal thoughts and
No,
No.
depression.
actions.
Yeah.
Oh,
this is-
actions.
Yes.
Suicidal
I haven't
actions.
Heard
Yeah.
actions before.
And I literally
I was
had to
like,
rewind. I had to
what
show
the-
Karina. I'm like, babe, listen at this. They said
Really?
suicidal
Yes.
actions, not suicidal thoughts.
Yes.
Actions. I'm like, that's suicide.
Yeah.
That's suicide.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was pretty
Mm.
crazy. I'm like, to fall asleep, yeah, you're gonna fall asleep, all right, forever.
Oh,
You know, it's sad.
that's crazy.
Right.
It is.
So don't take that.
Yeah.
If you're having trouble falling asleep.
Or
Yeah.
you could just eat healthy and
Right.
exercise.
Get a
Yeah,
workout in.
You could probably fall asleep better if you weren't all wired up on energy drinks and
Exactly.
bad food, and if you would get some energy out by exercising,
Yep.
you'll probably
Absolutely,
be
yeah.
able to fall asleep easier.
It's actually one of the funny things that I always tell people. I was like, "Oh, you can't sleep? Come on, work out for a little bit."
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I assure you, baby sleep quality right there.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
It does. So guys, this is one thing we've done a podcast on before. It was the whole we don't believe in just training one method, and if our method doesn't work for you, we know other people in the industry, and this is a prime example.
Yes.
Some of the things that we don't do, Jared might be able to help you out with, and vice versa. This is the community we're trying to grow, and it's not like, okay, we want all the health and fitness business to ourselves. No, we want to help you out, whether it's with us or not. This is the route you need to go to better your life, and that's just how we firmly believe. If we were in this to get rich, we'd be looking for another job already. the thing about it is it's a passion. We talk about
Yes.
this all the time, but
Our motto. What's our motto?
iron sharpens iron.
That's right.
And
That's
we
right.
truly believe, Jared reached out to us and we connected, and I mean, it was that instant connection. We could tell he wasn't a fake person or trainer or anything like that, and that's why he's here today. And to get to know people more that are on the same path as we are, which is to help more people, and that's exactly what it's about. It's not about going and hiring this guy that's juiced up on steroids and does 55 shows a year to help you out. Not saying that people like that don't know what they're talking about, but that's not the same route that we're on. We want you to do it healthy and naturally, and that's the route we want you to take. If you
Yes.
choose to go that route, hey, we know people that can help you out there too. I mean, that's just the honest truth.
Yeah.
We know people on both spectrums. If you want to go that route, we don't believe in it, but hey, we can help you out. We can give you the numbers and everything else, but for us, this is the route we want to go. This is the route we want to take, and we want to see more people take that route. Your health and fitness the natural way.
Yeah. Jared, how can they find you?
Yep.
What's your handle on your socials?
Well,
Social. Hold on, let me get a pen.
Social medias.
Oh, I
the
thought you meant
easiest way to
social.
find me
Yeah.
is probably to go to my website. It's everythingbutthegym.com, and I have the same handle for my business page on Facebook and on Instagram, so they can find me there too.
Awesome. Reach out, guys. Get in touch with him and go from there. You do group training, or is it?
No,
I'm
I'm-
sorry, not group training, but you do.
I'm pretty
more-
much just one-on-one and virtual and online coaching.
Okay.
Yep,
Awesome.
at this point, yep.
Is there anything else you'd like to add that we haven't asked that you
Yeah.
want to share?
that we haven't touched on.
Yeah.
I think we got it. I mean, I think we got the gist of
Right.
what I was trying to talk about. Yeah,
Right.
just focusing on starting where you are, build momentum, and don't feel like you have to listen to one approach if it's not working for you. Don't be dogmatic in your fitness. Lots of things can work if you just want to be generally fit, and outside of that, just choose the right approach for your goals.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yep. Couldn't agree more, guys.
At the end of the day, we want to see you happy, healthy, and strong.
That's right.
Yes.
So, guys, we are over and out. Have a blessed day. Thank you. Thank you again, Jared, for coming on the show.
Yes. Thank you
Absolutely.
for
Thank you for
coming.
having me, guys.
Of
Absolutely.
course, pleasure. And again, don't forget to subscribe to our SIP Warrior podcast. And again, you can find us on Strength and Pain Fitness LLC on Facebook, Strength and Pain Fitness on Instagram, and strengthandpainfitness.com.
That's right.
That's it.
Have a blessed day, guys.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.